Hey guys, I hope you don't mind the awful lighting and the fact that I'm sitting on my floor, but I just finished filming my TBR Shelf Tour and I thought I would film an intro, but it's really hot in my room and heat rises, so I want to stay on the floor because I'm already down here and my tripod is already that height and I just don't want to go up. So yeah, that's basically the story. So I had asked you guys when I did my bookshelf reorganization video, link down below, if you wanted me to do a TBR shelf tour, and a couple of you guys said you would be interested in that, and I just wanted to do it anyways because I figured we're almost halfway through the year, which is nuts. First off, but we're almost halfway through the year, so I wanted to kind of give you guys an update of what books are on my TBR and how I've been doing with 0 by 16 and hashtag Project TBR, all of those things. So my TBR is bigger than I would like it to be right now. It has 75 probably books on it, I believe, but that is still an improvement from the beginning of the year between unhauling and reading books. I've been able to get it down a little bit, but it is still much bigger than I would like it to be, so I'm really gonna try and crack down on reading my books and not really buying any books. I've been doing okay with that so far, but yeah, not the best. So I'm hoping that seeing all of these books again and realizing that it hasn't changed drastically from my last TBR pile video will kind of hold me accountable for how many books I have on my TBR and make me not buy anymore and just read a whole ton of books. But that being said, I am really interested in pretty much all of the books that I have on my TBR. There may be a couple that I'm considering getting rid of, but right now, like, all of them I think really interest me for the most part, and I'm really excited to read all of them, so I am very happy about that. So I'm gonna stop talking and let you guys enjoy my shelves. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and yeah, let's go. Tease by Amanda Maciel, Half Bad by Sally Green, The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor, which is the second book in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, Leviathan by Scott Westerfeld, The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater, Rebel Spring by Morgan Rhodes, which is the second book of the Falling Kingdom series, Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead, which I know you guys are all gonna yell at me to read. I just am not really in the mood for it and haven't really been since I bought it, clearly. Monsters of Men by Patrick Ness, the second book of the Chaos Walking trilogy, Eon by Alison Goodman, Phoenix by Elizabeth Richards, the second book of the Black City trilogy, Reality Boy by A.S. King, Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan, Attachments by Rainbow Rowell, Please Ignore Vera Dietz by A.S. King, The Sweet Far Thing by Libba Bray, the final book of the Gemma Doyle trilogy, Shades of Earth by Beth Revis, the final book of the Across the Universe trilogy, Entwined by Heather Dixon, Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, the third book of the Throne of Glass series, and I know I have not read this yet, but I do really want to. I think I will probably end up reading it next month. I just really need to be in the mood to read these books. Dune by Carrie Corp and Lori Langdon, The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filer, and Opposition by Jennifer L. Armentrout, the final book of the Lux series. So starting out the next shelf with Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes, the first book of the Falling Kingdom series. The Beginnings bind-up of the Lux series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I've read the first book, which is Obsidian, but I need to read the second book, which is Onyx. Disenchantments by Nina LaCour. My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. The Forsaken by Lisa M. Stoss, the first book of the Forsaken trilogy. The Beginning of Everything by Robin Schneider. The Miniaturist by Jessie Burton, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Elier Senez, The Evolution of Mara Dyer, the second book of the Mara Dyer trilogy, The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, the first book of the Raven Cycle Quartet, I think, something like that, I don't know. Rebel Angels by Libba Bray, the second book of the Gemma Doyle trilogy, The Ask and the Answer, the second book of the Chaos Walking trilogy, The Archived by Victoria Schwab, The Coldest Girl in Coletown by Holly Black, A Million Suns by Beth Revis, the second book of the Across the Universe trilogy, Split Second by Casey West, the second book of the Pivot Point duology, Across the Universe by Beth Revis, the first book of the Across the Universe trilogy, which I am currently reading. The Forsaken by Lisa M. Stoss, the second book of the Forsaken trilogy. Black City by Elizabeth Richards, the first book of the Black City trilogy. White Hot Kiss by Jennifer L. Armentrout, the first book of the Dark Elements series trilogy. Not sure. Yep. Rain by Amanda Sun, the second book of the Ink trilogy. The Treatment by Suzanne Young, the second book in the Program duology. Just One Year by Gail Forman, the second book of the Just One Day duology. And The Secret Hum of a Daisy by Tracy Holzer. So on this shelf I have a few books that I can't actually take off of the shelf because they're holding up this one. So I have Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld, Venom, oh I can actually take that one out, never mind, and The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey, which is the second book of the Fifth Wave series trilogy, whatever it's gonna be. The Impossible Knife of Memory by Laurie Halse Anderson. The Consequences Bind Up of the Lux series by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which has books 3 and 4, Opal and Origin. The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, the first book of the Mistborn trilogy. Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys. Just One Day by Gail Forman, the first book of the Just One Day duology. Codename Verity by Elizabeth Wine, the first book of the Codename Verity duology. Volition by Lily Paradis. Iona by Alison Goodman, the second book in the Eon duology. Pivot Point by Casey West, the first book of the Pivot Point duology. Fairest by Marissa Meyer, book 3.5 of the Lunar Chronicles. Venom by Fiona Paul, the first book of the Secrets of the Eternal Rose series trilogy, not quite sure. The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson, which I am currently reading. A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray, the first book of the Gemma Doyle trilogy. In the Shadow of Blackbirds by Kat Winters. Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood, the first book of the Cahill Witch Chronicles. Words are hard. The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness, the first book of the Chaos Walking trilogy, which I really, really want to read. More Than This, also by Patrick Ness. Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock by Matthew Quick. The Alex Crow by Andrew Smith. The Walled City by Ryan Grodin. And How I Live Now by Meg Rossoff. The House of the Scorpion by Nancy Farmer. The Bronze Horseman by Paulina Simons. And From a Distant Star by Karen McQuestion. So those are all of my TBR books. The rest of these, that's the end of my red shelf from my TBR jar on. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and my lovely shelves, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!